everyone. Today we're going to talk about comparing numbers. That is, how do you know whether one number is bigger or smaller than another number? If we looked at the number 7 and the number 3, would you be able to tell which number was bigger? Probably, because these numbers are fairly small. You might be thinking about what it looks like if you used counting chips. Three is not as many counting chips as the number 7 is. That's one way to know that the number 7 is bigger or greater than 3 because it takes more counting chips when you make it. But what happens when you get to numbers bigger than 10? How can you tell which one is greater? If we circle the number 16 and then circle the number 38, would you be able to tell which one was greater or bigger? Maybe if they're both circled on a 100 chart in this way, because you can see that 16 comes first when you're counting, and 38 comes after. That's one way to tell, but there's actually another trick. I'm going to show you how to use base 10 blocks to help you figure out if a number is greater or bigger than another number. Let's pick two numbers. On this side, I'm going to build the number 13. And over here, I'm going to build the number 19. This is how I build the numbers with base 10 blocks. First, to build 13, I need to use one group of 10. That's because this number 1 in the 13 doesn't actually mean 1. It means one group of 10. I don't need to count them because I already know one of these base 10 sticks is 10. The next part in making the number 13 is the 3. This 3 actually means 3. So here is the number 13. I can count it quickly in this way. 10, 11, 12, 13. I looked at each digit to help me build it. Now if I look at the number 19, I'll follow a similar strategy. First, I need one group of 10. And next, I need 9 ones. Seems I've run out of ones. I'll have to use some counting chips instead to continue. Let's see, do I have 9 yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, now I've built the number 19. When we compare these two numbers, it's easy to see that they have the same number of tens. So really, we just have to figure out whether or not one of them has more of the ones compared to the other. Can you tell which one of these numbers has more of the ones blocks? Are there more cubes over here or more cubes over here? Remember, the circles represent cubes. I have just happened to run out is all. Hopefully you can see that there are more small ones cubes on this side compared to this side. That means the number 19 is bigger. It has more cubes. This is the symbol we use to show that it's bigger or greater. You can think about it as an alligator's mouth. The alligator always eats the bigger number. That's why its mouth is opening towards the bigger number. There's more blocks on this side. Well, let's try some more. Let's compare two new numbers. Over here, let's compare the number 22. And on this side, let's compare the number 12. How can we tell which one of these numbers is bigger? Well, you might already know that you say 12 first when you're counting, so that means it comes before 22 and is smaller. But in case you want to do it with base 10 blocks, this is what it looks like. To build the number 22, I have to build 2 groups of 10. This digit tells me how many groups of 10. 10, 20. The next digit in 22 tells me how many of the ones I need. 1, 2. Altogether, this is the number 22. This is how I would count it. 10, 20, 21, 22. The reason I said 10, 20 is because I already know there are 10 cubes stuck together to make this 10 block. And 10 plus 10 is 20. That's why I could quickly say 20 and then keep counting. 21, 22. Now let's make the number 12. Remember, the first digit tells you how many groups of 10. In this case, there is 1 group of 10. The next digit tells you how many ones. 2 ones. This is the number 12. Count it like this. 10, 11, 12. Remember, you don't have to count this base 10 block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can just know that one of these sticks means 10. So say the bigger number and then keep counting. 10, 11, 12. Now it's time to compare which number is bigger or greater, 12 or 22. Take a look at the blocks. I noticed that this number 22 has more blocks. In fact, it has a whole extra group of 10. If I take this extra group of 10 away, the numbers would be exactly the same. Can you see? But because 22 has an extra group of 10, that means it's 10 bigger. My alligator will face this direction. The alligator's mouth always likes to eat the bigger number. "22 is greater than 12. That means it's bigger. How much bigger? Same. It's 10 bigger, 10 more. Let's try another number. This time, let's look at the number 31. And over here, we'll look at the number 13. This is tricky. Both of these numbers have a 1 and a 3, but they mean different things. The place of the number tells whether it means groups of 10 or ones. Let's start by building the number 31. This digit, the very first one, tells us how many groups of 10 we need. 10, 20, 30. Of course, you don't need to count each individual cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You don't need to do that. There's a faster way. Just count by tens. 10, 20, 30. Now find out how many ones. This arrow points to the 1 and shows we need 1 of the ones blocks. Now I can count quickly. 30, 31. If we make the number 13, it looks a bit different. This first digit tells me that there's only 1 group of 10 in the number 13. And the second digit tells me I need 3 ones blocks. 10, 11, 12, 13. Now let's see. If I took these 2 10 blocks away, or lifted them up for a moment, and lifted up these ones, the numbers would be the same. But when I put them back down, one of the numbers is bigger. Well, it's true that the number 13 has more of these little ones blocks, but if you think about it, these groups of 10 are way more than the little ones blocks. In fact, if I were to cut up this 10 block, it would actually be 10 of these little tiny cubes. Well, if I were to chop up this 10 block and then cut up this 10 block, that would mean this number is quite a bit bigger than this number. Can you see how there are more cubes on this side compared to this side over here? 31 is a bigger number. My alligator will point this direction. The alligator always eats the greater or the bigger number. It's not interested in the number that is less or smaller. Let's erase our board. Try these numbers on your own. Tell me which one is greater. Which way will the alligator's mouth face? Here's the number 42, and here's the number 44. Can you figure out which way the alligator's mouth will face with these two numbers? Go ahead and give it a try. Use the base 10 blocks if that helps you. If you don't have base 10 blocks handy, you can always draw a picture like this. To build 42, I know I need 10, 20, 30, 40. Imagine 4 of the long base 10 blocks. This time I just drew them in. And then I would need 2 of the ones blocks. You can do the same thing for the number 44. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Let's see, can you tell which number is bigger now? They both have the same number of tens blocks, but this number has more of the ones. If I cover up those two, they're exactly the same, but this one is definitely 2 bigger. That means the alligator's mouth points this direction. 44 is bigger or greater than 42. What do you do when two numbers are the same? Well, there's another symbol that we use for that. I'll show you. Here's the number 14. And over here is also the number 14. One group of 10. 4 ones. And of course it's the same over here. Same, same. Well, you can't use an alligator's mouth now, so do you know what symbol to use? You use the equals symbol. Equals means the same as. If I read my board, this is what I say. 14 is the same as 14. Makes sense. I can read it this direction too. 14 is the same as 14. Equals means the same as. Erase your board. I'll leave a few practice questions on my board for you to copy and try now. Let's see. The first question will be 15, and then in this box, you have to decide whether or not to put an alligator mouth or an equal sign. Compare the numbers 15 and 13 and put the sign in the box. And then, after that, compare the number 29 with the number 9. And last, try comparing the number 11 with the number 81. Put the symbol in the boxes. Good luck, and remember to practice.